Hello, I'm Angelina Kelly, and today we are diving into the latest football news when it comes to Manchester United. So, who better to join me than host of Inside Devils, Flex? Good to speak to you. We spoke on Inside Devils about the Manchester United game against Aston Villa and how our expectations were maybe a little bit low just because of how in form Villa are. Lost 2-1, had enough chances, set pieces we need to talk about. Did have injury issues, which we'll get into. So overall, do you feel like there's no shame in losing to a team like Villa, or did you realistically want a little bit more?
There's no shame. There's definitely no shame in losing to a team like Villa, a team that were hunting their 10th win in a row in all competitions. So that shows you where they're at. And there's no shame in the manner that we lost. But you don't want to be defeatist by just accepting losses, right? And just being like, it's okay because, the standards are falling, rubbish, etc., etc. But we are where we are. 7 first teamers out. Then you lose your captain halfway through the game at halftime. So Bruno's now out. You've had to play some players who are struggling in this moment or not really trusted. People like Ugarte, people like Dorgu, who actually for the first half was not great. And then just before the half's out, he wins the ball back and gets Cunha the goal. Then he puts it on a plate for Cunha in the second half and he has to score. Speaking of that chance, Cunha has to score that chance as well. That should have been 2-2. And I think Villa actually... I think they showed the good and the bad of themselves. They showed the resilience that obviously gets you 10 wins in a row in all competitions, but they give you chances. They're not that great. I was speaking to my good friend Dan Bardell as well, co-host on talkSPORT too, and he said, "Yeah, I thought we were poor. You deserve to win." It was 2 moments of magic from Rodgers, and 2 lapses of concentration from Lenny Yoro. Too passive. He's not in a good moment. His confidence is shot. He was scared of Morgan Rodgers.
Yeah.
Lenny Yoro was scared of Morgan Rodgers. And the second one that Rodgers scores, don't get me wrong, they're 2 fantastic finishes, especially the first one. But the second one, Yoro's got his hands up like this, almost like, I don't want to touch him. Oh, I'm just a bit, like I don't really want to engage.
Yeah.
And players like Morgan Rodgers, you have to defend against them like a Saka, like a Salah. You go be really tight because you can't let these guys turn. You need to let them know they're in for a game. And even if you take a couple of early fouls and it looks like he's getting the better of you, let him know you're there, tight, right on him. You're not cutting in on me having a shot. Almost like Cucurella would do. You have to be dogged and nipping at their ankles. But he didn't do that. He was way too passive. But overall, and Amrin went for it. Amrin went for it. I think Lisandro Martinez did well coming in midfield, actually, in the absence of Bruno Fernandes. Shea Lacey got his debut. Jack Fletcher got his debut. And look, we've been talking about this.
Yeah.
About he doesn't like the youth and he's disgracing the thing and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, he's just making sure they're ready. And these guys ain't been posting up this, that, and the other. They've been getting on with it, training, doing their thing. And when the time has come, because we've got a lot of injuries, he's brought them in. Aiden Heaven as well. Big shout out to him. Showed big maturity yesterday. Ollie Watkins didn't lay a glove on him. The only time he got a turn in was on Lenny Yoro, and who was there to save the day with a good block? Aiden Heaven. Lummans made a big save. Can't remember who it was against. And then Aiden Heaven was in for the follow-up to make it a corner. And he just was really good, really physical. So, yeah, it's annoying to lose, but I think with the cards we were dealt, I think Amrin played the best hand he had.
Now, back in October, United had won 3 league games in a row, first time under Ruben Amorim, temporarily in 4th. Since then, we've had 8 games, 2 wins, and for some people, 6 missed opportunities to climb higher in the table. Only 3 points away from Chelsea in 4th, obviously a bit of goal difference,
Crazy,
but still. So where do you sit? Because is the fact that United haven't capitalised on these chances concerning to you? Because maybe as the season goes on, there might not be as many chances, or realistically, like we're in the mix and that's okay.
I think at this point, because we're in the mix, we're okay. We're on track to trying to achieve what we want. But the problem is you can't rely on the league to continue like this. This is essentially a poor league this year. It's exciting in terms of 1 win can take you up 5 places, but in terms of the quality, it means that nobody's consistent. Chelsea got like 1 win in the last 5 as well, and they're 4th, or are they 5th? They're 4th. So that shows you that you can have a record like that where you're so inconsistent, but you're up the top end of the league. Look at us. We've got, like you just said there, it doesn't feel like that. We've got 2 losses in 10, but 2 wins in 8. And
Depends which way you look at it, I guess.
Depends which way you look at it. But there are loads more missed opportunities, and with the players that we've got missing, I think it is a worry now, because AFCON is, if they get to the final, is like mid-Jan. A couple of injuries. Hopefully it's a week apiece for Bruno and Kobe. Hopefully it's not longer. If it's 1 week, then it's not that bad. If it's longer, we could lose ground over the next couple of games. Maybe not Wolves at home, actually expected to win that. But Newcastle United at home, it's going to be tough. They're not great right now, but they'll give you a good game, and we're not great. So you could see a draw. Hopefully we can shade it. But it can change very, very quickly. So right now, I think you can't just lose your mind and get super angry and say all the objectives are gone. This is why. It's got to rip it all up. I've learned from that. But at the same time, it is a cause for concern, because we're not closing out games. We don't have the killer instinct. Defensive mistakes are still killing us. We can't keep clean sheets. So you just have to see both and just go game by game and keep it in context, I think, personally. And that's rich coming from me, because I've lost my head earlier on in the season.
You have at times, but this is growth. We like to see it.
This is growth, yeah.
Bruno Fernandes, we've mentioned him. I feel like I jinxed him, because I know recently I've definitely said, like, he never gets injured, does he? So I'm sorry to everyone for that. Going to be a huge
Definitely
loss.
your fault.
I know, all on me. Like you mentioned, we've got players out at AFCON. Kobe Mainoo injured also. We never really know if Ruben is going to play him or not, but you would like to think that with Bruno being out, considering he said that he was in competition with Bruno, that this could have been his chance. Maybe if his injury isn't that bad, maybe he could still have a chance, but it's a big blow, the Bruno loss, isn't it?
It's a big blow. In terms of the Bruno blow, I think it's encouraging when you see Martinez come in and, like, we still created some chances, like Amram said in this post-match, like, even without Bruno, we still created chances, which is true. But a notion that we are better because Bruno's injured and we'll be all right is not it. Do you know what I mean? That's not the one. So, for me, it's not great that he's injured, but at least it's only 1 week. And with Kobe Mainoo, it's just really unlucky for him, isn't it? Really super unlucky. Hopefully, knowing Bruno, he'll probably get back fitter quicker than Kobe, and then he doesn't even get a chance after all of that. But let's hope that it's that. There were a few conspiracy theories of people saying, potentially, is he injured? I'm not sure. Maybe it's Man United learning to keep the book value. Yeah. So until we get Kobe back and just get him again, and we can just discount that, there's going to be that sort of air of uncertainty. But I think he is injured. I think he's just really unlucky.
Yeah. And Ruben Amorim's already said that they're not going to panic buy, and the club will only try to bring in players that we think are going to be there for the future. So you agree with that? I agree with it as well. I mean, how many times we've seen Manchester United bring in players that haven't, are just kind of there for a good time, not a long time, and it hasn't worked because they don't get the club. They don't really want to play for the club. So with that in mind, we know that Ruben Neves has been linked. We know that Conor Gallagher probably looking more unlikely because Atletico Madrid want a sale. Man United would probably just want a loan. We've obviously got Antoine Semenyo, who I know that we've been talking about. Realistically, who would you like to see come in? Who do you think we could see coming in, and which positions?
Well, I know we want I know we want a central midfielder, 2 central midfielders. I get it, but they're not available. Like we can want what we want in January, but we have to be realistic, right, Ange? Like if they're not available. You can't get Elliot Anderson, you can't get Adam Wharton, we probably can't get Baleba. Too expensive and not available. The players aren't available to move. Antoine Semenyo is available. This is a player that we've wanted in the summer. This is a player that will come and add value. Now, some people saying, "Wow, we don't need him," and this, that, and the other. You can't get mad at the order of ceremonies. All the club can do is go for the players that you can get at any given time. You can't get the players you can't get. Simple as that. Antoine Semenyo, I think he would definitely add to this team. I think he's very versatile. He can play left 10, right 10, right wing back, left wing back. Not that he plays wing back now, but I think with his skill set that he possesses and the attributes he has, I don't think that's a big conversion for him to make, similar to what Ahmad has done. And if you're looking at a right-hand side in Cunha and Ahmad, Mbeumo and Ahmad, with what they've created or starting to create, we need that on the left-hand side. We're crying out for that on the left-hand side. Imagine Semenyo and Cunha linking up together in those left channels and, that's exactly what we want. So it's up to Semenyo. Does he want to go to City where he can be an orthodox winger week in, week out? But he's up against Doku, who's having a great season. Shirky's having a great season on the other side. Savinio's there. Oscar Bob's there. Marmoush is there. Foden's there. There's a lot of competition, but he can play in his position.
Whereas
Or
we'd
come
be
to Man
rolling the
United.
red carpet out.
Mate,
Pick
he'll
what
play every
shirt number
game.
you want. You can have anything. Yeah, don't worry.
Exactly. So, I think I would like to see him come in. Definitely makes us a stronger team. And if they think that it's the right move to put Xerxes out and take the money for him, which we're seeing is a possibility, then if you think that's the right thing, do it. I think what we've seen is when Šeško's not up to it or injured or not playing well, he puts Kuna up front anyway. He doesn't really rate Xerxes like that, which is a shame. But I would say it's important that we stick to the plan though. Whatever the plan was, still do it, because these players are coming back at the mid January from AFCON, and Bruno and Kobe are injured for like a week or so. So there's no need to panic and start doing all crazy stuff.
I'm starting to get excited about the idea of Antoine Semenyo at Manchester United. But there you have it. Flex, thank you so much for joining me. Let us know in the comments what you think about Manchester United and any transfer business they could be doing in January. Don't forget this video is in association with our own bookie, talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or head to talksportbet.com if you want to get involved. 18 plus, T's and C's apply. BeGambleAware.org.